Want to thank everybody for jumping on today. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to come and talk to us and meet Scott. I see a few names here that I recognize from a long time in the industry. So again, thanks everybody for joining. So that being said, I'll get started. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sean McAuliffe. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Key Innovations. Prior to this, I was the original founder of International Key Supply. I came back to the company back in January. Um, and Yeah, so that's a little bit about me. Couple administrative things here. So we had people submit pre-submitted questions, and if you have other questions along the way, just go ahead and put them in the chat, and at the end we'll address as many as we can in the time we have. And Yeah, so with that being said, I'd like to introduce Scott Cisney, our new CEO. Scott, you want to tell everybody about yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Sean. I appreciate you setting this up and glad to meet everybody virtually. Look forward to meeting you more in person and getting to know. And hopefully, this is the first of many as opposed to just one, so we can get some interaction and get some time. I look forward to doing that. Just kind of high level, my background. I've spent a lot of time in the automotive aftermarket space. I was at a company for about 5 years called Fleet Pride. We did heavy duty truck and trailer parts and sales. Worked with a lot of small business owners, repair shops, truckers, and some fleets. And what we satisfied what we drove. And from there, I went to a company called Raven Tire and Auto in the Ohio River Valley. It was automotive service and tires. And we did tires for everything from coal mining all the way down to passenger light truck cars. Did a lot of commercial truck. So we worked again with a lot of fleets, small business owners, truckers, um, and just consumers on their cars and how to satisfy. Primarily, both are distributors. At the end of the day, just similar to AKG and Key Innovation, we're a distributor of keys. It's what we do, and so really similar in that regard. A little bit different space. And then I've been working with the team here at Key Innovations for 4 years since we put some of these businesses together and at a board level. I like to say that's 50,000 foot level if you're thinking about an airplane. And I'm working really hard to get down to 10,000 feet and understand what I do and don't know. But I think I have some general understanding of where we've been as a business and where we are right now and where we need to go. So spending time on that. Great to meet everybody.
Sorry about that. Scott, we've got some questions that were submitted prior to the call here, so I'll run through them with you. There were some kind of duplicate questions in there that I went and cleaned up or consolidated, so it might be a little different than the original, slightly different than the original list that you saw. As I said, guys, if you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll do our best to address any and all of them wherever possible. So, with that being started, with that being said, Scott, first question we have here, of course, is from Mr. Stephen Hoffman. What is your previous experience? I mean, you kind of talked about this, but maybe just reiterate it. What's your previous experience in the locksmith industry?
Yeah, I mean, I think I talked about my background. I've done a lot of work with small business owners and growth, not as specific in the locksmith industry, other than my time here with Key Innovations and the team. I think I got a lot to learn there. I got to understand kind of the nuances of that business. But the part that I'm excited about in that is, we've got a pretty broad team with guys like Sean who grew up in the industry and kind of helped form it, and we've got other people in the team that are experts in supply chain or sales, or kind of got a balance of industry knowledge and experience and kind of best practice around certain functions. And so as we get that team functioning really well and working together and kind of driving toward the same end, we ought to be able to improve our service to the locksmith. I think that's really my priority. I want to be the best provider, and I want to listen and understand what the locksmith needs and how I can help you guys with your business. And you know, I, I, I look at it as an attitude. This we all work for you. Like if you're happy and you're buying product, then we're doing well. Ultimately, we're a distributor. The best way that I can make you happy is by understanding your pain points and figuring out how I can solve those. And I think that's really the effort that we can put forward to do that. In order for that to work, I got to listen to you, right? And that's part of the start of this. Is I got to understand where your pain points are, what they are, and how do I get to solve that. And I would candidly say I'm not sure we've done that good of a job of that, especially early on with Key Innovations. And so now it's really a focus of mine. How do we do a better job with that?
Yeah, on that note of doing a better job and kind of some of the past decisions that were made, the next question here is What do you have to say for AKG previously sending key making information to dealers, directly undercutting their locksmith customer base?
Yeah, I mean, real simply, it was the wrong thing to do, and we're not doing it now, right? We've got a small handful of customers that do business directly with us, as a lot of people in the industry do, but we're basically just maintaining that service level and trying to help them with what they've already invested in. We're not out actively pursuing new dealerships and pieces. We'd rather do that business through you guys.
Great. Yep. Um, this one's about UHS. Will UHS ever have better customer service or an increase in quality of goods sold?
So the answer is yes to both of those, but with the caveat that UHS is their model is the price leader. That's what they're always going to be. They want to be the price leader. It's how they built the business and what we continue to do. We don't plan to change that. We're always looking for ways to improve our customer service and quality of goods and assortment and availability.
Yep. Yep. And on that note, I mean, I was just on the phone with the customer service leader down there yesterday, talking about some things that we could do to improve. So, um, just seconding your point there. Um, what projects do you have planned to help the average automotive locksmith?
Yeah, so I think we've done a number of recent, what I would call kind of customer service initiatives that we've been focused on. I think, we fairly recently lowered prices on over 1,000 keys, so that's pretty significant. We're working on a number and have implemented a number of website improvements. And website improvements, on the one hand, you sounded like it's a way for us to sell, and we know that. I also recognize the website was really a kind of a dictionary or an encyclopedia for the industry, and we got to do a better job with that. We still got a lot of work to do there. We're working through kind of a data reorganization and how we improve that. Candidly, Sean's leading that charge because he understands it the best. And I jokingly say in the building, it's priority one, two, three for me because I think it enables us to do a lot. So a fair amount of work that's already been delivered there, but a lot more to come. And so you'll see that part. We recently extended our hours. It's small, but if we can ship a little bit later and make sure we satisfy it for you, we'll do those things. And we just started doing some unlocking or enhancing our unlocking. So for keys that you guys have that you want to send in, we unlock. You guys can sell them. If that helps out, we'll do it. I mean, those are a few things we've just recently done. There's a number of what I would call exciting things in the docket we're working through, but I'm an under promise over deliver guy. So I'd rather tell you about them when they're actually working and set a promise they're going to come and not get them to you fast enough.
Appreciate that. Um, okay, as a bulk locksmith, I order far less than I used to, and the biggest reason is the warranty period on keys. Will you be looking into changing that policy or sticking with the 90-day maximum warranty period, depending on what product was purchased?
Yeah, so I'm gonna bucket that in a little bit with just the general return piece. So just so the group knows, I kind of break returns into things. We need to fix our return policies, but in order to fix the return policies, we got to get our system to allow us to do the returns the right way. So we're in what I would call the 11th hour of getting our return processes fixed so that we can change our policy and make them better. And we've already identified a few things we can do there. Not ready to roll those out yet, but very quickly we'll be to the audience with, kind of revised, what are we doing about warranty, what are we doing about return, how do we solve for that. But it without getting too complicated, we, in order to enable it, I got to be able to do it systemically, right? I got to be able to handle it in the system, look it up, understand where it came from, get it back in the system, get that right. So that's where we sit with that.
Yep, yep. And on that note, there was another question about returns and making it better as well. And on that note, you mentioned it. We are actively working on just improving the system, and we're hoping to roll out some changes here within a couple weeks that should make it function at least better and enable some other things. Um, next question: are you still actively on the board of Leonard Buildings and Truck Accessories and Tech Auto Group? If so, what do they do, and what do you do there?
The answer is yes, I am. As I mentioned, I got a lot of background in the automotive aftermarket. Fairly common to get requests to be on different boards and offer expertise. Leonard is primarily a truck accessory company, so think running boards, upfitting. Candidly, if you're in the southeast and you're looking for a place to outfit your locksmith trucks, we'd love to do it. We do toppers, tonneau covers, running boards, anything like that down there. They're pretty well known for it. They also sell storage sheds, like for your yard, things like that. It's an interesting combination, but they do really well with it, and trailers. So I'm on the board with that. I've got a board meeting here in a month or so. I provide advice. I try to help the management team with what they do, but it's not a lot of time. Um, The other board that I'm on is Ditech. Ditech's an automotive repair place, similar to the company Raven that I worked with. We fix people's cars. We've got 130 locations across the Midwest, and work on car repair and all those. So the same type of thing. I sit on the board. I provide advice.
Can you just go into this? Isn't a specific question, but I think maybe it would be good to go into this a little bit. What exactly is the role of a board member, just in general?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately, I, I like to say it this way to the management teams that I work with. If the board's telling you what to do, there's a problem. Like management teams in place, they're paid employees that are day to day in the seat trying to do it. The board's job is to be a resource really for that management team and help them when they have questions. That usually a board's made up of people who have various areas of expertise. You might have somebody with an operations background, you might have somebody with a supply chain background, that type of thing. So you can lean on them, bounce off ideas. There's also the formality, fiduciary side of it, where you vote on certain things or actions or things that are going to happen like that. But mostly the board role is to be that advisor and be that help in kind of what the strategy is and where's it going, and then the management teams are driving forward from there. So, I don't know if that
Okay,
answers your
thank you.
question.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just good to give people that baseline understanding. Um, this is a pretty technical one here. Why can't you make the website be able to sign in once a day? It's a pain in the butt to keep signing in.
Yeah, so I don't know the answer to that question. What I would tell you is, as I said earlier, kind of my joking priority 1, 2, 3 is get our website improved. We got to get the data right, get that done, keep making improvements to the website. Whether that involves a one-time a day sign on or not, I don't know. But there are a lot of ongoing changes happening there, and we continue to work on those improvements. And I'll continue to stay focused on it, and we'll figure out what it takes to do that, and whether we can do it. I don't know the answer.
Yeah, and on the technical side, what I'll say is we know that that's a pain point for customers, and we have one project that we need to finish before we can look at hopefully improving that. So um, we know it's a problem, and we know it's a pain point, and we are thinking about it. Are there any plans to increase marketing and product materials, freebies like keys made here signs, display system, keyboards, layout guide, things like that?
It's no specific plans I'm aware of. I also haven't heard that request yet in my dialogue. So I think if it's something that the community finds valuable and we can use, we'd love to do it. And certainly a means for us to continue to build relationship and build customer support. But it's not on the list right now. So I guess keep letting us know if it's something important, and we'll figure out where that goes.
All right. From the same person, what data and statistics does KIUHS collect and produce? And in addition to the top 50 list, are there any useful metrics or reports, specifically area specific reports about what is in demand?
Yeah, so I don't know that I know that answer either, in the sense of I don't know specifically what we collect, but in the same vein, if there's an opportunity where the data we have can generically help the community with their market or what's going on, top sellers, things like that, help them be prepared for it. But it's a great opportunity for us to look into. So we'll take that and see if we can figure out how to enhance what data we provide.
Yeah, and just for everyone out there, I mean, some questions like these very kind of specific things, which we love to hear. Our Facebook group is a great place to kind of get these in front of us so that we can start working on them. So, just want to encourage everybody, if you're not a member of our Facebook group already, join in and I'm always in there monitoring things, and so are some other of the team. So ideas like that, like throw them in there and we can get working on them if we can do it. So um okay, next question. Are there any political actions to protect the industry and maintain its integrity or business in general in California that locksmiths can contribute to, or
I
just across the United States?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that either. I think I saw some questions that were there about Nastiff and kind of related, and I got to. I need to get a better understanding of that completely. I think one of the things we're interested in, and I think you are all interested in, is some sort of way to ensure that business is happening with legitimate locksmiths, licensed locksmiths. At the same time, I know there's a lot of controversy right now with Nastiff and the things they're trying to do around equipment and who does and who doesn't. So I don't have that answer. I don't really know where it sits, but I think trying to get my arms around that, understand it. At the end of the day, we're a distributor. We want to sell keys. We want our customers to be happy. We want our customers to be legitimate and protected in that way. So how we solve that as a community is a TBD for me.
Yeah, and you mentioned the next question was about NASA, specifically about the restrictions on tools and things like that. But I think you largely answered that. Or I don't know if you want to address that, Scott, about NASTIF and locking down tools and programmers.
Yeah, I happy to address the same thing I just said. I don't know that I know the answer yet. I don't know enough of what I don't know, but I think at a very high level, understand the predicament and what people are trying to solve for. The challenge could be equipment you already have, or what allows that, but at the same time, how do you protect the industry? Nestif's, you know, a interesting organization in the sense that it's kind of a voluntary regulation organization, and I don't know exactly how that all works. So I got a lot of work to do there to understand it. I don't know that I'll ever be the expert in it. At the end of the day, we're a distributor. I want to sell keys, right? But I also want to make sure the community is protected and supported. And if there are important things to the broad community, we'll get involved.
Perfect, perfect. Another one about returns. I think we pretty much answered this. Why is it so hard to return a product when there's a problem? And kind of, I'll just answer this one. We know that there's a problem with our self-serve returns portal, and we're working on improving that here in the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye out for that stuff. Why don't you? This is a similar question to before, but a little bit different. So, why don't you automatically price match UHS and fix fitment data? And will you be integrating UHS completely into the family?
Well, so as I said before, UHS is always going to be this kind of price leader brand model of what they do. Where we have apples to apples, same product, we will get to price match. It'll be the same price, right? It's the challenge used to be we don't always have apples to apples product. UHS carries a value product that's good quality and able to serve, but it is to be the price leader. And there's some features and benefits in some of our other products at KI that are different, and so those won't be the same price. They're clearly different products, but at the same time, where they are the same exact product, then how do we get to that? I think we can handle. No plans to integrate UHS fully into it. We work together. We're part of the same team. We're part of the same things we do, but there's a different brand strategy around it, and it's really how UHS was built. And then as it relates to the fitment, that's an ongoing for us. Like how do we get that data better? How do we get that fitment better? We realize that's the strength we can bring to the market.
And how about the UHS bringing integrating UHS completely into the family?
Yeah, I thought I just hit that.
Oh,
They're part of the family, right? We're part of. I'm going down there tomorrow, as a matter of fact. They're part of the family. No plans to integrate anything differently there as far as the business goes. Their brand strategy is around being that price leader. They're great at what they do, and I don't want to mess it up. To be honest with you.
yep. And specifically, I think there's no plans to change the website or integrate the websites together. Um, Okay, next from Hillsborough Lock. There are so many choices to make regarding key programming devices and tools. We see distributors offering multiple brands and technologies, but rarely get a definitive recommendation on which equipment to purchase. What do you recommend we do?
So this is a bit of a sales pitch, but man, I'm very impressed with our sales team out there and their knowledge of these products and what they do. And my advice is get a hold of your sales rep and have a conversation with them about. I think they can steer you to the right answer for you and your needs. Um, we sell them all, and we're happy to sell them all. And it's really comes down to what's important for you. And as many of you know, there's multiple that can do different things.
Yep, yep. Um, this is a super specific question. I don't think you'll know the answer to it, but uh, what keeps you from offering Crossfire Mercedes key fobs?
I have absolutely no idea, but I'm assuming there's something to do with the availability of the product. And what I would take advantage of saying is product availability for me is a huge priority. How do I expand that? How do we have the widest and broadest and best availability to be the best provider to our customers? You.
Got it. Cool. Um, Okay. So now those are all the pre-submitted questions. We're going to go through some of the questions in the chat here. Um, when you were at International Key Supply, you had a very important blue slip that contained key information, which I found very useful. I believe this is very important for locksmithing, as details are very important. And as you became Key Innovations, this has not been taken very seriously. There needs to be improvement and more accurate information.
Hey, Sean, can you help me understand what that question is? I don't know.
Yeah, so at International Key Supply, we would give product labels that had detailed fitment information
Okay.
on it, and with each product. And we do that now. It's a little bit different. I think we recently reintroduced it at Key Innovations. So El Cheapo there. I would say give us another try. I believe we do have that fitment information on there now. And to Scott's point before, um, getting accurate product data is our number one thing that we're working on. So, we hear you on that.
Yeah, and I know we had a significant initiative around getting better labels and revamping the label, so I think we did solve that. But if we didn't, make sure you speak up, and we'll keep working on it.
Someone mentioned about he loves the Keyless to Go promo stuff. He uses the Keyless to Go poster to help customers ID their remotes. I mean, we should probably look at redoing that poster and updating. It's been a long time. Um, FB copy. So, Michelle, can you put the link to the Facebook group here in the chat just so people can get in there and join? So here's one from Family Locksmith. Why do I pay more for identical products like Innovations compared to UHS like Universal Remotes, etc.?
So you shouldn't is the answer to your question, and if they're truly identical, we're working to fix that. We do sell products that have the same fitment, but they're different quality products or different features and benefits to them. So there's a differentiation there. I'm not sure I know that specific item you're talking about, and I'm sure that we don't have them all 100% right, but it's an initiative we're underway right now to make sure that we do.
Yep, and second, I would second with just sometimes one company does a promo and the other doesn't, so something might be on sale here and not necessarily there, but
That's true.
those are all temporary, right?
Yeah.
I think we addressed this. It's Stephen again. I appreciate you, Stephen. Is the locksmith community ever going to see an apology for attempting to sell straight to dealerships?
Yeah, so I'm look happy to apologize. At the end of the day, it's the wrong way to go about business, and I think we've got to be straightforward with what we do, and how we approach. Right, like we want to sell more keys. We want to expand the market. We want you to expand in the market. We want to expand in the market. We just got to be very straightforward about how we go to market, what we do, and we got to make sure that you're our best customers. You're our preferred customer. Make sure you have that advantage and that we're driving. At the same time, we want to look at opportunities with you and how do we sell more.
Yep. So I think that's your apology there, Stephen. We we hope you'll accept that one. Um, Someone said, "Good question on the Crossfire fob." So we'll have to look into that. Dean, we'll have to get in on that one.
Yeah.
That label kit. So, we also do have the locksmith labels. So, we have this labeling kit that you can put on your bins that has QR codes that link to our website. So go on the website and search locksmith labels. Someone asking about Nastiff, which we already addressed, and we'll send the recording out if you. Oh, JB just pinged me saying we do sell the Crossfire key, so maybe we need to do a better job of getting it out there.
Okay.
I will figure that out. Um, OEM stickers and labels for aftermarket keys, are those too much of a legal black hole? I'll just go ahead and answer that. They're not a legal black hole. It's completely illegal just to put someone's logos, different brands' logos on your key. Um, will anything be done to backdate any merchandise we overpaid this year?
It overpaid meaning where we reduce prices.
Yeah, I think that's what the
Yeah.
question is.
No plans to do that. We'll always adjust prices, try to stay competitive. If we get better, costing, we'll give you better pricing, and we'll do that. But when we sell it, we sell it.
Yep. And Brian asks, what do you see as the biggest challenge you're facing coming on board?
I think earning credibility with this community, right, and retaining it with those that are there. But I think there's a lot of great things going on here, right? I think we got a lot of initiatives underway to be better at serving the customer. As I said early, I think we can do a better job of listening to the customer, you guys, and that's a priority for me. But it's also doing what we say we're going to do and saying what we mean, and making sure that we're straightforward in that way. And again, it's we want to expand this market. We want Mrs. Smith to realize she should have a second key to her car, and we want her to buy that key from us, right? And we'd rather have her buy it through you to get there, but we want to sell the key is the end of the day. And we just got to be straightforward about that. We got to make sure we set up the right thing and we do what we say we're going to do.
Yep. So we've got 4 minutes left. We don't really have any other questions, just a comment about SKUs. Um, any final thoughts, Scott, that you want to impart here?
Okay. I'm like I said in the beginning, I hope to do more of these. I hope to do more interactions. I'll be at a low. I hope to meet a lot of you there, assuming you're there and interact. And look, I encourage you to reach out. Like, Sean is a great ambassador in this through Facebook. I'm not a Facebook guy, but a great ambassador in it with the group and listening. And we are listening, I'm going to continue to ask and keep listening and try to get to the root cause, and make sure we hear opinions. That there's 1,000 locksmiths on the call right now. I'm making that up. One person might want one thing, and 999 might want something else. I'm going to look for the themes and the things that are easier for me to address. But but keep telling us, right? We want to hear it and hold us accountable. We'll keep delivering. Again, my goals are to be the best distributor of keys out there and make sure that we're making business easier for you. You do more business, we do more business, and life's good.
Yep. Okay. Sorry. Two quick questions came in or comments. I figure we'll answer that and then we'll wrap it up. What about job referrals to locksmiths? Is there any feeder for car key jobs?
Today, no. Would I like to get there? Yeah. Sean's got a couple ideas. We're trying to figure out how can we help you by feeding business that people are looking for somebody to do their work. It's kind of a in the pipeline of things to solve for. We haven't solved for it yet.
Yep. And this was, I think there might have been a comment about classes, family locksmith. I'm sorry, I don't really see the original comment, but what I would say is, uh, we'll put on classes at our trade shows. We always want to make our classes better. We take feedback. Does every class happen perfectly? No, but we always try and do better, right? We always try and learn from our mistakes, and you know. So I would encourage you to keep an eye on your email. We're gonna have classes. We want to have more content out there and more helpful content, and to help you guys grow your business. To everything Scott said, I mean, really, when you guys succeed, we succeed. So our goal should be, how do we help you succeed? Because we'll win as well, right? And that's the way we're going to be looking at this. So I hope that answers the question about classes. Um, and really appreciate everyone coming on. Um, we really, like Scott said. I mean, come see us at Aloha. Join the Facebook group. Ping me. I'm on there monitoring it. If you have suggestions, complaints, issues, um, we're happy to hear them as long as they're done in a respectful manner. Constructive criticism is great. Um, and yeah, we just look forward to really working for the rest of the year with the locksmith first mentality.
Great. Thanks for hosting, Sean, and facilitating.
All right, thanks everybody.